Hey, welcome to the Working People's Pod on the Out of the Sand Trap Podcast Network. I'm your host, Rock, spelled R-A-Q, pronounced R-O-C. And I'm here with my co-hosts.
The great Doug Thumbs here.
Yep, and our man in black, our producer Izzo's on the line. Also, we may be getting a pop in from Jose Crown, maybe. But it's been a long couple of weeks. A lot to dive into.
Yeah. Hey, you just keep on 1 week and then it's like a whole new cycle come on. So it's crazy.
It really is. It's hard to keep up, and I really do think it's large part of it is just a lot of it is for distraction purposes. Keep us busy while we, fussing about some stuff. They're doing the real bad stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. So, of course, please follow us on outofthesandtrap.com. Also, on YouTube and Spotify, everywhere you get your podcasts, Out of the Sand Trap. And please like, share, subscribe, download, and also visit us on Patreon, where we do have our Aspasia podcast full episodes posted there for members. Please tell a friend. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. That's our new goal. And thank you so much for your support. And also, we do have merch as well on the Out of the Sand Trap website. And please, you might want to get that merch now before these tariffs take the prices up. Right?
Yeah, for real. Cop a hoodie or something for them Jones go up to $1 million.
Yeah, so they're pretty cheap right now. But in a couple of weeks, if Trump decides to go through with these tariffs, then they may go up. Just
that $40, $50 hoodie gonna be $500. Gotta get it through all the red tape.
Get it now. I feel for all the Temu shoppers and Shein shoppers. Well, Shein, however it's pronounced. I know people who.
I think it's Shein. And the Amazon, the new Amazon shit they got, the Amazon haul, whatever.
Does it this?
No, all I do is shop online, so yeah, all the prices went up. It's crazy.
That stuff y'all getting from overseas.
Right, because I think China really is responsible for about 60% of the products that we buy in this country. Yeah, and of course, they did their little retaliation tariff tax of 34%, which ironically is the same number of felony counts that Trump had, and I think they did it on purpose, actually, because China's low key shady. Yeah,
that's bars. That's bars.
So speaking of that, so for people who don't know, a tariff is a tax. So basically, one government taxes another government to import their products into their country. And as a result, the companies that buy those products from the other country raises the price to the consumer, i.e. us, which is why we're saying prices are going to go up. So it's not something that won't affect us. It's definitely going to affect us. And I actually was listening to an interview with the UAW president, Shawn Fain, the United Workers. And I am a very pro-labor person, pro-worker person. And I was a little disappointed because for some reason he feels like they can work with the Trump administration on these tariffs because they don't, he's saying he doesn't like free trade. So because that supposedly killed the manufacturing industry. And there's an argument for that. However, if these tariffs are going to help you, that's great. But there's a whole lot of us that don't work in the auto industry, and they're going to hurt more people than they're going to help. And I think it's kind of selfish to say I think it's a slippery slope when you want to work with a wannabe dictator on anything at this point. I'm like zero tolerance on working with Trump on anything. So yeah, it's just disappointing to see that some people feel like, well, I can work with them on here. You can't. You can't work with them on anything at this point. But people seem to still want to believe that they can do that as long as they get some kind of benefit out of it. It's transactional for them, and it sucks. It sucks.
Right, and that's what it ends up being. That's they try to work with him, quote unquote, in an area that may help them, but then they're giving up some shit later, or getting screwed over later. Just like the same thing with the voters. Like they voted because they thought such and such was going to help them, and then they're getting fucked over, and then they're in the news crying, "Oh, we regret our vote because you got screwed over in some other area."
And I actually just learned this part of it today. Speaking of trying to work with them, so we remember a couple weeks ago, Cory Booker broke the record for the largest. I guess technically it wasn't a filibuster, but the largest floor speech in the Senate, the longest floor speech in the Senate, previously held by Strom Thurmond, most races. 25 hours and I believe 14 minutes or something like that. I want to get into how he did that, but first, after he did that speech, he also then voted to approve one of Trump's nominees and didn't show up for another vote. And so this kind of goes back to what I'm saying about people who think they can work with Trump on certain things. Cory Booker is okay, but when he ran for president, or was it in 20? He wasn't at the top of my list, and the reason was he came in there talking about he's running basically on love.
That nigga trying to
Yeah,
run on the
love,
power of friendship.
because he ain't staying long. Cory, supposedly, he's a real nice guy, but he's really like a brother love type guy. He just feel like if you're really nice to people and, you can just work with anybody on anything. And I'm just like, you spent 25 hours on the floor talking, either holding your piss or having a catheter inserted, which is what I think happened. You turn around, you telling us it's a moral moment, and then you turn around and vote to install one of Trump's nominees, who we know that at this point, anybody that he installs is not good for the country. So it's like, what you wasted 25 hours for? If you're not going to stand up and continue to fight, like this half stepping stuff, it's like it's getting to the point where it's like both political parties are really getting me kind of like, do we need to be
everything? It's all iffy everywhere. Ain't nobody making sense right now.
Yeah, I think the lack of spine and guts and willing to step out and fight. And then when somebody does, like, and Jasmine Crockett gets jazzy, everybody want to say, she don't have no decorum, this, that, and the other. But it's like somebody has to fight. Like, I think people are tired of the back and forth, and let's see what they're gonna do, and maybe we can work with them on this, maybe we can work with them on that. I think people are kind of fed up, and I think that's why a lot of them sat home this last election, to be honest.
Yeah, because it turned into, all right, y'all bitching, I'm out. That's really just what it feels like.
I mean, it's the hypocrisy of every time a Democrat says something, everybody up in arms. The news up in arms. Oh, I can't believe they said that. Kamala Harris said, I told you so. And actually, she said, I'm not going to say I told you so.
Yeah, but we know what that is. We know what that is.
Like, I ain't gonna say I told y'all, but that's what I wish I got.
No lies detected. She did. But the media spent 48 hours talking about how she shouldn't have said that. Like, come on, bro. Like, at this point, I accuse.
Man, listen, I don't understand why anybody's talking about what anybody is saying at this point in the media. Like, if this is who y'all got in office, then saying whatever the fuck we want should just be on the table universally at this point.
Basically.
I mean, you got the most vulgar speaking president, I think, publicly anyway, in history. He says whatever comes to his mind.
That I've ever heard.
Like, whatever popped in his old senile brain, he gonna say it. But, you can't say Hot Wheels. You can't say I told you so. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is getting, like, really ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
So, from me listening to discourse after she said that, I'm getting that people aren't necessarily feeling like she's wrong or that she was wrong because she did say so, but just more so they don't feel like she should be the one saying it, or they don't want to hear it from her because it's a bad time. But then who else is going to say it? Because everybody else is acting pussy. So, all right, if everybody gonna be bitching, okay, I'm gonna say it. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say it. But y'all know what it is. And she was saying, and I don't feel like she ran a great campaign. That's why she lost. She didn't run a good campaign. And we could point to whatever we want. We could point to time. Biden wasted too much time because you knew you weren't fit to do another 4 years anywhere. So yeah, you probably should have stepped aside and let her probably get her shit together early to make an actual run. So I mean, whatever you want to point to why she didn't win.
I'll go back to your cloning, but like,
well, we can discuss her campaign because I think that's an interesting topic too. But I think if for the first 30, 60 days, everybody talking about, well, where's Kamala Harris? Why didn't she say anything? This, that, and the other. And then when she finally say something, everybody complaining. Like, y'all, make up your mind.
Well, she said that.
What do you want?
Yeah, like I said, I'm with all the shits. I'm with everybody saying whatever the fuck they want to say at this point, because somebody got to say something. If I have to listen to this man say whatever you want, right or wrong, I feel however you agree or disagree, then I want to hear the other side. That's just the way my brain works. I like hearing both sides of everything. So give me the yang to that yen.
No point.
Fuck it, say I told you so. Oh, fuck the passive aggressive shit. Say I told you so. Told you.
Yeah, this and then the media doing the same washing stuff. Like it's so much acting like the stuff that he says and does is normal. Like literally makes my stomach hurt. It's just like, bruh, yo, we about to die. They're trying to kill us, and y'all out here acting like this stuff is normal. This is crazy. Like
I'm watching stock market, and it's like,
yeah. It's like, I mean, so many people have lost money, and then, you know, typically for working people, the only stocks we own is in our fund Ks. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? That they trying to get rid of Social Security, so all you're gonna have is whatever you retire on. So it's like, are we going back to before, or are we going back to the Great Depression, where, you know, when you got old, you worked till you died, or you ended up in the poorhouse, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, where, I think the privilege to be able to sit there and just act like this shit is normal and everything's gonna be all right when he's out of office, which he don't plan to do. He don't ever plan to leave. Like, we don't even know if we're gonna have another election. You know what I'm
At
saying?
all. Man, he over here joking about how he could run the third term. Like it's like half joking though. It's like, hey, I mean, you know, maybe I'll just say fuck it and blow up every voting ballot area ever, and they laugh that shit off. But he
He
like
ain't
kind
joking,
of
dog.
joking, not really joking.
Because you
Like
know
dog,
who also is not
he
joking?
ain't
Steve
joking.
Bannon. Steve Bannon's been talking about this for years about having Trump do a third term. So, and Steve Bannon is actually smart, you know, crazy, but smart as hell. And so it's not like, yeah, Trump might be joking, but, or he may try to make a joke about it, but they're serious about this. Not considering the fact that the man is about to turn 79 and Father Time is undefeated. You know, I'm guessing they got a backup plan for that too, by way of JD Vance.
they don't even trust JD. They ain't no belief in JD.
Well, they put a 39-year-old man in there for what then?
Just to be an asshole. But he ain't gonna win again. Even if the third time, his voters ain't gonna vote for him again.
Nobody's voting, is my point.
So
We ain't gonna be able to vote no.
Yeah, they trying to do away with all that shit. Like, hey, this is what we
Yeah.
got forever.
Right.
Hey, and they gonna do some shit where they say, nah, it's just, you know, he got to stay on for like another 6 months, another year. But then this is gonna try to turn it into a year, turn into 2 years, 2 years turn into this nigga the
Right.
king of
Because
America.
honestly, that's why I think people don't really see the urgency in this right now. Like, I really think people think, oh, we'll just wait till the next election. Bro, you ain't getting another election. Like, things are really about to change, and I don't think most people realize that. I mean, maybe some do, but I don't really think most people realize. Like, they just passed, the House just passed the SAVE Act, the bill basically requiring that your voter registration must have the same name as your birth certificate or your passport. Your birth certificate, if you married and you're a woman and you changed your last name, your birth certificate is not going to have the same last name, which means you're not going to be able to vote. Do you know what I'm saying? They're disenfranchising so many people, and I do, you know.
And
No,
how?
I'm just saying they're
Sorry.
disenfranchising so many people, and I do want to, in a future episode, kind of really break down how this election, in my opinion, was stolen. But they're doing this for the purpose of only allowing white men to vote.
And he ain't getting every black male vote.
I mean, what they say, he got about 21%, which is high, to be honest, but it ain't the 79% he didn't get. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 21% is still less than 79. So, but
shit, all that means is lots more up this year. Lots of more up next year, so they can't. So they ain't gonna be voting.
Exactly. And then that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think people are really paying enough attention to the fact that while we think we can just ride this 4 years out like we did the last time, this is not the last time. Like, this is not going to end the same way. At least if they have the way, it's not going to end the same way. Which brings me to the 1,400 protests that happened last weekend on around Trump's policies. Mostly non-melanated white people. A couple of black people in there, but mostly white people out there protesting all over the country against Trump. Not a lot of police presence though. Yeah, so to that I say, y'all carry on and black folks stay home, because when we go out there and protest in large numbers,
there's gonna be a lot of police activity out there.
Exactly. And from my understanding, there was one arrest during the protest, and it was a black woman. So, you know, Let the righteous carry on.
Come
Yeah,
on, that's
sure,
a
okay.
coincidence. You know that doesn't. You know there's no
That's a
correlation
reminder.
there. Hey, you better sit your black ass down. Remember
See,
where
so
you at.
so like, I mean, I'm glad they're out there doing their thing, and maybe I don't know what good is.
Find a job that way people protest. I'm trying to find a job that they do. Cause it's like so many people protest. I want to do their job. Like I want to work for their company. Cause I'm like, yo, that's a good job. You can protest all the time and get paid for it. I don't
Well,
know.
I don't think
I don't
that's
think
what's
that's how that's
happening.
working out. Yeah,
Yeah,
they might have
take
like
time off.
PTO or something, dog. I don't think they
Well,
protest.
I don't know if you noticed this, but like when they're large black protests, they're usually on the weekends, and this was actually on the weekend too. There's that. I don't think it's just the. I mean, yeah, I'm sure some people out there have salary jobs where they could take
Yeah,
off, but it was weekend.
right. Yeah, not just like unlimited
On
protesting and
Wednesday,
paying
you
bills.
posting.
I mean, to me, it's like it's protest, but what are you protesting for specifically? What are you asking for? And I think that's where like I'm kind of confused about the whole protest thing that's going on right now because I'm like, what are you demanding? Like you're supposed to have a demand when you're protesting. You know what I'm saying? Just out here saying we mad is not really helpful to anyone. You know, I mean, yeah, we glad y'all mad, but what are you asking for? What are you asking to change by coming out here? And I haven't heard that from anybody because there's no real outside of saying we're going to be here at this time. There's no real organization behind them saying, well, this is what we're asking for, and this is what we want to change. So it's kind of weird, to be honest. Black people don't typically protest like that. We usually have an ask when we protest and march and stuff.
Yeah, I just want the job done a week. Like I can take off early in the week, protest, do my thing. I don't want to know what
All
job.
right, Brock. What else we got? What else we got before we get somebody to switch jobs with this man?
Moving on, in the state of Florida, they have changing their child labor laws because deportation is so high in the state of Florida. They have jobs going unfilled, jobs that immigrant people have been filling. They are now lowering the age of they're lowering the age to
That's
14
crazy.
is to be able to
That's
work in
crazy.
these jobs. So the reason why we have child labor laws is because you had kids working in coal mines and manufacturing plants and things like that and dying. Because children shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff. And now they're like, okay, well,
Right.
we need somebody to come out here and pick these oranges, and we don't send everybody else away, so we need y'all to come out here and do it. It's like we're going back in time, to be honest. That was the
Yes.
goal. I think that might have been the point.
Yeah.
There you go,
They
Des. You
they
can have
they
those
didn't think
jobs.
about it until they did it.
You're Des. You can have those jobs. You can have those jobs. Look, they ain't nobody working, dog. Everybody back overseas.
They
Take
not.
the jobs. They trying to get them little
He,
14-year-old
he
kids.
said they'll
I
have
don't want
off
those
time for him.
jobs. Nobody wants those jobs.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's crazy. Leave it to
Leave it to
Florida.
Florida, man.
But you know, Texas trying to do the same thing. Mississippi, Alabama trying to do the same thing. I'm sure South Carolina will follow suit because now all the races in South Carolina done showed up. You know, they proud now, happy to admit it. Yeah, we got to figure out a plan. I'm wondering what's the disconnect between the regular working everyday person and what's actually happening in the country. Like how, and I'm kind of engrossed in this all the time. So I'm constantly thinking about this stuff, and I know a lot of people aren't. And I'm wondering what is the disconnect? Like, why is it not as urgent to other people as it is to me? Why is it that we all kind of just go about our daily lives thinking this is going to be okay when it's clearly not if we don't do something?
People don't notice what's going on around them. It's like don't notice what's going around you, and it seems like it don't matter until
Right.
it affects you. I mean,
It's a
that's
lot of it's a lot of factors that go into that. It's lack of foresight for one. For some, because everybody, a different factor can apply to many. But there's lack of foresight, and then there's some that, that they're just that's not their level of thinking. It's like, look, if this isn't affecting, if I can't see this number going down right here, then it's not. I'm not worried about this. So this, as long as this 17 stays 17, or my 17 doesn't go down to 8, that's not something I'm necessarily worried about. And now eventually that's gonna get to where that does look like that, but again, that speaks to foresight or lack thereof.
I heard an interview with a federal worker who supported Trump. Right, black guy supported Trump, but then was also laid off. Now we know, like it is affecting, but okay. I'm here in Atlanta. It's a lot of federal jobs in Atlanta. You got, and then you got the CDC here, and you got a portion of IRS here. You got a lot of federal jobs here. A lot of people in Atlanta have been laid off. All right. You also have very expensive real estate market in Atlanta. I suspect a lot of those people are not going to be able to stay in their homes, to be honest, because like at some point we all going to either know someone or we ourselves be affected by this. And it's like, I tell people on my job when it comes to labor, like you're not going to see it until it hits you and comes to your front door, but then it's too late. Like, why is there no foresight? Like, why are we like people like this? I am confused and I'm frustrated. Why are people like this? I mean,
yeah, I'll be on.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of people and they don't realize it.
As long as I can't hear my grandma crying, my mama crying, my daddy crying about none of that stuff, it's not bothering me, and that's a small scale issue. That's how some people think about it, honestly.
Some people are actually not getting their social security checks. So for the people that's, what I'm saying, I think maybe the country's got so many people that when things happen, it's not right down the street. We don't know about it, so we don't think about it. And I guess I get that. But I don't know. I think we need to start planning for what could possibly happen. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
A
a point.
perfect example is when everybody that was voting for Trump. He's doing stuff that he said he was gonna do pre-election, which is lay people off, all that type of stuff. And they thought it was cool because they didn't think it
right,
was going to be them. So now that it's
right.
them, they care. But when it was gonna be the people are getting laid off, you knew people were gonna get laid off. You just thought it wasn't gonna be y'all. So, and that's what it is across the board, pretty much. I know that it's happening, but it's not happening to me, and I don't think it'll be me. So until it's me, I don't care.
Right. There's a whole bunch of not me and them getting done. But now it's you getting done. So that's a problem.
I saw a clip, and this is actually going to be the F around and find out portion of the show. I saw a video on Facebook where a guy wearing a MAGA hat went into the doctor's office, and his doctor was a black woman, and she literally began cussing his ass out. Like, how dare you?
I gotta do that. When I was at my doctor's office, the dude wears a mega hat. He wears a mega hat all the time. And he just deals with it. But I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Well, in this case, he got cussed the fuck out and kicked the fuck out. She basically said, how dare you come into my office, a black doctor, a black woman doctor, wearing that hat. So you either take the hat off or you get out. He said he wasn't taking the hat off. She just, she rated him for filth. Like, she even pushed him, to be honest. I'm like, damn, I wish she hadn't done that because I'm sure there's a lawsuit coming. But she kicked him out the office, and it's like, bro, you go to a black woman doctor, but you wearing a MAGA hat. You a Trump supporter who don't want this black woman to be a doctor or have any rights at all, and you have the audacity to come to our office. Now you got to go find another doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a crazy. The way people moving seems really weird to me, and it almost don't even. It seems like everybody thinks they're in a movie. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is real life. Like this is not a movie. You know, we can.
Yeah, it is. I am getting like some
It
Matrix
does feel
vibes from
like
this
that.
shit.
It really does feel like that. Or we should talk to the other side, bro. This is not a movie. Nobody's gonna write you a great monologue and you're gonna change everybody's mind. This is not what's gonna happen.
Probably the Puerto Rican dude that wears a mega hat in my doctor's office. And people keep saying something to him about it. Like, he's a Puerto Rican dude. Like, he ain't white, he's Puerto Rican. I'm like,
Well, he can't be deported to Puerto Rico because Puerto Rico is U.S. territory. But I bet they can kick his ass to El Salvador because he brown. And that's typically what's happening at this point. I mean, black people getting hemmed up. Hispanic, Latino people getting hemmed up. Ukrainians getting hemmed up. Like, it's wild out here.
Yeah.
What is it gonna take? I mean, how many people actually do have to get sent to El Salvador or down to Louisiana because they're doing that too before people are like, nah, we can't do this anymore.
Wait, they send it.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
They got a private
Hey,
prison
look
down
for
there
me
where they're
over here.
holding people that's supposed to be deported, I guess. But I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they're just gonna go to New York. Yeah,
Yeah, that's just jail. That sounds
it
that just
is.
sounds like
And
jail.
you know, Louisiana, their prison system, they literally work on plantations down there. Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
that's facts.
private prisons is a thing, and they're building more. So I don't think they're going to be deporting everybody. I never thought they were going to be deporting all the people they said they were going to deport. I really feel like they're going to just imprison them and force them to do the labor that they don't want to pay for, which is what the prison system is for, slavery.
Okay, but can Home Depot like keep a few off front? Cause
Well,
there's a couple of
Right.
things in my crib. Like, never
You
mind.
good?
It's
You
fine.
good
It's
on that?
fine, guys. It's
I will say that if you need
I'm
some
just
roof
saying.
work done, that's yeah.
It's like six of them.
Hey,
Like, just leave
they
like
get that shit
enough
done in an
for a
hour.
shift out front. Like, I'm saying, good pack of Coronas, boy.
Anyway. Nah, see, that's the thing. And then then there's the question of seriously the jobs that need to be filled. Like who gonna do them? Like everybody's been kind of pushing us for the last I would say 30, 40 years. We all need to get a 4-year degree, but then who's doing the trade work? Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, there's a lot of people that's not doing that work, and That's what immigrants.
Exactly. So people complaining about immigrants taking their
But
jobs. They ain't taking no job that you want
you young, you ain't want.
or that you can do.
Yeah,
I mean,
Be the biggest problem. Like, oh, they here taking our job. Like, dog, you work behind a desk, my nigga. You were never putting any houses together in any way, shape, or form. You were never doing any contract work, fam. What are you talking
you're a
about?
victim.
Y'all were never
never,
in competition, bro.
never. So it's just crazy. And even like yeah, they're starting to get a little bit more into the trucker industry, but so are people of Indian descent. Like a lot of different cultures starting to get into like the trucking industry, but at the same time, like that work ain't going nowhere. They wanted to go somewhere. They want to, make driverless trucks, but that's not going anywhere anytime soon. Well,
Right.
all
People need
now
stuff transported. Bro,
it's
there ain't,
no
ain't no
shortage.
shortage of that. And if anything, it's gonna help y'all not have to be falling asleep at the
Right.
wheel for trying to make time that's
Exactly.
impossible.
Exactly. I don't know, man. This is like things.
And as it that hates driving next to
Right.
trucks at night, because
Man,
I see them
I,
niggas swerve. Nah, boy.
Exactly. Exactly. I've seen it way too many times. So I mean, I don't know. I wonder if we're going to. I don't know. Are we going to get to a point where we're going to do something different? Because, like, are we planning stuff? Because I'm seriously. I mean, I've said this before. Like, I'm seriously looking into prepping. Like, I'm literally trying to grow food right now. Like I'm thinking about getting some chickens. I'm thinking about, solar generators and how to, get potable water from rain and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to figure out how to live if for some reason the grid gets shut off, which is very possible. Flip.
now you made me
I
nervous.
mean to.
Now you made me nervous. Now I start thinking about
I
stuff
mean
like
to
that.
make everybody nervous about
You
that.
gotta go get some chickens.
Because it can't be business as usual.
You gotta go get some chickens, Des.
Huh?
You gotta go raise some chickens.
I'm thinking about it. Me and Raquel was talking about we was talking about the other day, talking about getting some chickens. They was talking about how many chickens you can get for a price, raise them in your backyard. I'm thinking
Yeah,
about it.
but she in Georgia. I believe her.
Yeah,
I don't believe you about it. I've been to your house. I'll see you with some chickens out there, my guy.
might be hard,
Oh,
but
you
Yeah.
don't keep them in the house. Put them on porch. But nah, we do need to be
I can do it.
we need to be thinking about it, to be honest. Like, we need to be thinking about how we gonna prepare ourselves if something should happen. Like I was thinking about how Elon Musk was providing us the internet for Ukraine and how he threatened to cut that shit off. You know what I'm saying? Flip or switch. You know what I'm saying? So It's a small group of people who actually control our access to the internet, to the grid as a whole, to be honest. So what happens if they decide they're gonna shut that shit down? What are we gonna do?
We gotta wait for King Trump to tell us to light our candlesticks.
Yeah, basically,
Right.
King Trump.
Right. So I'm just saying, like, we need to be figuring some stuff out. Like, is there like a way to was integration something that helped us? We need to revert back to segregation. You know what I'm saying? Where we have our own communities, because Martin Luther King said himself, he feared he may have integrated his people into a burning house. Maybe it wasn't the best thing for us.
Mm.
It ain't like black people can't do.
See, that segregation integration shit is a
Yeah.
that's a good talk, because I do like hearing both sides of those arguments, but I just know from, like, that conditions part was a huge would have been a huge thing for me, fam. I was never gonna be that one going in that bathroom, the colors only bathroom with the flies and every, just the unkeptness of it all. Like, nah, bro, we going, if this joint clean and y'all joint clean, we can stay
Right.
away from each other. But now we ain't about to be doing the feces infested stuff
Right.
is for me, and then the
You
pristine
know what's
Jones is
funny?
yours. Nah.
I heard
Somebody got to fight that. So
it's in a book, and I can't think of the name of the book, but they were saying how, and they were talking about segregation and how it wasn't necessarily good for black people. The the bathrooms, just like you mentioned. So the black bathrooms are actually the cleaner bathrooms. When they got dirty, is because white people went in there and dirtied them. White people went in there and dirtied them.
I
You know what I'm
believe it.
saying?
I believe
And
it.
to be honest, like statistically, black people over indexed on cleaning supplies. We buy shit we don't need to buy to clean. So yeah, we ain't the
Yeah,
problem
for
with
real.
that. You know what I'm saying? But
Nah, that's what I'm saying though. It's like, because
mhm,
they would try to give us that
yeah,
stuff on purpose though. It would like even the like school stuff. It would be like, all right, we're going to make this. We're going to purposely
hmm,
mismanage this so that it can look like this or
right,
smell like this or whatever. But that's
yeah,
where my problem would have been. It's like, all right, if this y'all can do that if y'all want, but then we gonna have
right,
to fight for this clean one, bro. Like this, that's what we gonna have to do.
yeah.
Mm.
But and I also read some things where the schools were better when they were segregated, in the sense of better education for the students, for black students in particular. When segregation came, now you got black kids being taught by white women who don't care about one, their culture, or their identity, or anything about them, or anything that they have to go through in life. So the education levels for black children went down after integration.
Yeah, shit. You
They didn't
still
put
got
on
the whole all the issues
Hmm.
with, hey, cut your hair or don't have
Right.
your hair like this.
A lot of black teachers
Yeah,
lost their
because
jobs,
y'all don't understand the
things like
culture.
that. So it was, I don't, yeah.
Biased
Like,
education.
I don't think, for me, if separate was and equal, separate but equal and equal was an actual thing, I'm for it.
Agreed.
does
Right.
not.
Agreed. That's key. That's
But equal.
but equal.
Now, so the question is, now, can we get to that? Can we now, in 2025, get to a place where we can have all of the things, we can be separate, and the equity that we need and want at the same time, which will require us doing a lot of the work, all of the work, actually.
And how do you justify it?
Hmm.
How do, like, who's gonna stand up on the stage and give the speech of, yo, we about to segregate shit again, dog?
I have been, and I know I've mentioned before, I listen to a lot of talk radio, a lot, from various people, and as well as podcasts, but a lot of live talk radio and political shows and things like that too. And I've been hearing more than normal people saying integration did not help us. Maybe we need to look at building our own communities. You know. Now there's the argument that every time we try to build our own thriving communities, they come and bomb it, which is true. But now maybe we plan it a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Now we integrate some security with them communities that we didn't have before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. They did destroy every
Well,
community we
well,
build. So how
we
can
put our
you
shit
build?
right next to y'all's. So if you bomb this
Right.
joint get hit too. 'Cause look, we could be separate and occupy separate spaces without having different regions, because we could be right next to each other and just everybody, you mind your business,
Yeah.
let us mind our business. We do our thing.
Exactly. I mean, like
So put it right here next to, because y'all bomb our
it's
shit.
not
Y'all
even
should burn
like
it too.
90% of white people aren't don't self segregate anyway. I mean, most neighborhoods are in some way segregated or majority segregated. You know, you may have a sprinkle here or there, people, you know, but it's already happening. It's been happening.
Yeah, and that's kind of just natural anyway. Like shit, that was you go to the lunchroom when we was younger. You go to the lunchroom and it's cliques there. It ain't
Right.
really no different. You go where you comfortable, and everybody. It kind of just goes to where the numbers end up. You're more comfortable with people like you.
Is that like so? I'm just like I mean, I ain't saying that. Don't get me wrong. I am very much pro black, very much. And I do get offended when I hear people say negative things that are stereotypical of black people. However, I do know we got some issues that we need to take care in our community, but I think those issues can be resolved in a thriving black community. I think we can figure out a way. You ain't gonna get everybody, but
Mm. I don't know. I think certain people just want to stay what they know. They feel comfortable with what they know. They don't want to change, and that's the way it's going to be.
So what if you don't have a choice? What if what you know is gone? It's not an option. No, that's
Got
a
a point there.
question.
If
Yeah.
you ain't got no choice, you got to change. You got to switch up. But if you ain't got no choice, but if you had a choice, you're not going to switch up automatically.
So didn't
You're
nothing
not
make
going to
more
switch.
sense
You want to
to
do what you.
prepare in case there's for change? Because change, in the words of Octavia Butler, is the only thing that is constant. So change,
Well, I've been preparing for change all
huh?
along. I've been preparing for. I've been preparing for change all along. Like make sure I got adapt to whatever circumstance might be.
I mean, the issue is that people don't necessarily know what to prepare for. And
Yeah.
then there's that, and then there's also you don't want to just be out here or can't be just out here preparing for all possible scenarios. Like that shit sounds crazy, and it goes to the part where the matrix comes in, where it's like, yo, is this even happening? Like, is this even can this even happen? So, it's like, am I wasting my time trying to do this or that, trying to prepare for this or that, which may or may not happen? And you don't know which version of which evil will come to pass. So, I mean, it's just a lot to be even trying to prepare for. So, in a sense, something's going to catch you
Yeah,
off guard.
but is it so? What are the
Yeah.
things that we as human beings need? Food, shelter, clothing. Right. Well, food, shelter,
Food shelter.
and
Food shelter. Yeah, we can free both.
far later. But
You know, clothing.
yeah, we
Clothing
definitely need
optional.
food and shelter. So it seems to me that if you were going to prepare for something, those would be the two things that you focus on. Yeah. So I'm not
Yes. Trying
saying,
to, be self sufficient as far as
yeah,
food goes. And
yeah, because at the end of the day, if of course it's all hypothetical, but I do think it's possible that if satellites go down, the grid goes down. I mean, you see like all these movies that's been coming out lately where satellites are going down and all this stuff. Like these people, this stuff ain't coming out of nowhere. Like it's just not out of somebody's. It's possibility.
Nothing.
So if it does happen, if you don't have any electricity, how good are you going to be? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but everybody also can't, they don't have the means to live off the grid or even put that in motion.
Yes, also, but what about urban gardens?
I mean, I'm with it. Yes, that's the problem though. Whenever you say community, that requires way too many heads having to come together.
Yeah.
And my biggest issue is with people. It's
So
whenever too many
that's the
people
problem.
have to be involved, something gonna go wrong.
That is the problem right there. So all of it is going to have to come from community. It all has to be about community. And I know for a fact a lot of people, there's several people on this podcast right now, don't really care for people like that. So how can we be a community with people who don't care about community? Like how do we get here? Like that's not even our heritage necessarily. Yeah.
Get involved.
When most people don't want to deal with
Yeah.
people no more.
I mean, that's the way the internet has made us, or has made the world kind of by design. Hands off.
Mhm.
You don't have to be face to face. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be present. You can just be behind a screen.
I mean, how many have y'all ever done this? I was saying how many, like it's a bunch of us here. But I'm gonna ask people in the chat too. Have any of y'all seen somebody that you are Facebook friends with only, person and not spoke?
I have.
I definitely have. More than one occasion.
I've done that. It was taking the supermarket. Seen there. I mean, I knew it for years. I seen her and I was like, I just did not want to speak.
Same. Somebody I went to school with, I was like, damn. And I went the other way.
I've done it, but to be fair, it don't have to be a Facebook friend. Like, I just don't be feeling like talking to people sometimes.
The Facebook friend.
Yeah, it's like I could. And then also, like, when did y'all become Facebook friends? Like, we could have became Facebook friends in high school, and it's 15 years later, bruh. I don't want to talk to you right now.
Well,
if you send me the request today, I might deny it.
Off Facebook, I seen it in the store, and I was like,
yeah, I said Facebook because you said the internet made us like this, and I just threw in Facebook. But to be honest, I've done it with people I'm not Facebook friends with that I knew, in the too. So
exactly, no, that's definitely true though. Like, I be seeing people, and it's like, bro, no, this is internet.
Right.
Like, we could talk about the internet because what are we talking about? Like, if we're not sending, we're not commenting on a video or something like that, what are we about to talk about for?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm not about to stand in this Walmart and stand in front of you for 10 seconds trying to make small talk. Bro, I will type to you.
As somebody who has been approached many, many times by people that I couldn't avoid in time, it is very uncomfortable to try to come up with a conversation. Like, you don't know, like, I don't know enough about your life to sit here and have a conversation with you and ask quick. Like, I can't say hi.
Or care.
So, yeah, I don't do that. But,
I get good.
Right.
I your mama.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's gone. What? Yeah. Sorry. That has.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Me too.
I would be. I've ducked people in supermarket. Like, I was in Walmart. And I ducked somebody. I'm not going to do this today.
The worst question to ask or be asked, and that tells me right there that we don't need to be talking, is when either I gotta say or say to me, so how many kids you got now? If we don't know like how many kids we have, we don't need to be talking, bro. Like we're not cool like that.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
And we just
so how do you build a community of people that you don't even want to talk to at Walmart? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I need to get some draws. Like, I ain't trying
you out here putting the tidy whities behind your back because you wasn't expecting to run into a little T95.
Uncle Lee said, asked, how do we become cool like that? How do we become cool? I'm assuming she means with each other to build community. And it would, so community looks different. Like in my mind, it looks like we got a couple of 3-4 blocks where we live, shop, and whatever, play, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's our neighborhood. It's our area, and we protect and take care of our area, and we circulate our dollars in our area. Our schools are there, churches are there, stores are there, our doctors are there. Everything we need is in that area, like similar to Greenwood and Tulsa, Oklahoma. So how do we get from I don't want to talk to you in Walmart to but I do need you in my neighborhood, in my 5-mile radius.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, because that's like how she was saying was like how we become cool enough to know how many kids me and you have, and that is through conversation or whatever. But if I were interested in that, we probably would have already been doing that. But as far as community goes, that doesn't require the same amount of, I guess, interpersonality, like to where we don't have to be super close to have a common goal or be trying to execute a common goal. Like you're a teammate at that point. All right. In order for all of us to be better, no matter you and however many kids you got, you want this for them, I want this for mine. To achieve that, we can work and do this. That's no different than necessarily like a coworker who where like y'all at work, y'all cool at work, but you're not diving into each other's lives like that. But you are working towards a common goal. And if you need some help with this and this part of the job, and I can do it, or I can help you, sure, I got you. And it kind of translates that same way in community when you're working to build something for the betterment of your lives.
I think that's right. We can be in a community working together for the betterment of the community without being best friends. Definitely. Yeah, I think that's right.
And then sometimes in the midst of building that, maybe that happens. Maybe we do become best friends
Oh, maybe
or
not.
grow closer or whatever. But that's organic, or maybe not. But we cool either way.
Yeah,
Our families can survive.
Right. And that's the point, the survival part. Because and honestly, that's my concern. This is where I feel my anxiety. I feel anxiety, right? Because I feel like we're in a place where our survival is at risk, and I don't think a lot of people feel that way. I do think some people do, but I feel it, and I'm thinking, how do we survive? Like, even for example, if we wanted to get out of this country, right? I'm thinking about how many people I would have to buy passports for, you know what I'm saying, to get out of, and then what countries can I go to and still feel safe? And, it's a lot that goes into that. I know a couple of people that did move, a couple that moved to Mexico. They love it. You know what I'm saying? Prices are better. They're enjoying their life there. That's cool, but it's like, can I do that with all of the people that I love? Because I don't want to leave the people that I love behind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just talking about just me leaving. So it means that now my option is I gotta stay and figure out how to survive where I am, because that's obviously the simplest and easiest way to do this. So how to make a community for the people that I love here in a land that clearly is trying to destroy me.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you there. Yeah,
I don't have an answer because that kind of in order to answer that, I kind of need I need to know what lengths they're willing to go to destroy that community. And I feel like sky's the limit as far
Oh,
as
we already know
that's
that
concerned.
though. We have history to show us that they'll drop bombs out the sky. But again, I don't. Like I said, I think now we know from history that we would have to secure ourselves as much as we can. I don't know if we'd be able to stop the government from dropping bombs on us, but we can take a couple of them with us. I guess, I don't know.
Right. I mean, and then you ask kind of, or you can ask, like, are we past that? Because that was a different time. But I mean, not to say that nobody's racist
Yeah,
anymore,
we can
but
pass that.
are y'all still like willing to bomb us because it's making money?
What was it in the '80s, the late '80s, where they bombed Move in Philadelphia? Yeah, but we ain't that far past it.
Yep.
Yeah, we passed
Agreed.
that.
And then when you got people like Trump in there,
You can bomb anything. You can bomb anything. He don't
you
like.
already got planes falling out the sky. I mean, shit, they may use these bombs.
And
Oh
that's
no,
why I'm
that
not.
plane just happened to be flying
Yeah,
right over your
exactly.
community.
And that's why I'm not setting the plane right or something soon.
I mean, we literally just saw that happen a couple months ago. Also in Philadelphia, by the way. So, like, I don't know. But do we? We
Yeah, we
can't.
can't catch a break out here.
So what do we? But what do we do? Because we can't give up. So what do we do?
No, I gave up last week. It's too much.
We can't give up. We can't give up. Like, I'm not trying to be gloom and doom, but it's been heavy on me because I'm just like, man, I'm watching stuff every day happen. And I'm not even talking about just nationally. I'm just saying stuff around me,
I ain't watching the news the last week. I felt better.
Because
I
ignorance
felt
is
better
bliss.
not watching the news.
But that don't mean stuff ain't happening.
Yeah. I felt better not watching the news. I mean, it felt like a weight been off my chest not watching the news. I mean, I know it's not good, but it's like I don't get that depression.
That's how they keep you in the matrix, big dog. And look, you talking about not watching the news. The news be
Exactly.
lying anyway. That's the light. That ain't even what's really
That
happening.
part, that's the least
They
depressing
be
part.
telling you the they touch.
You can't even trust nothing they're saying anyways. But I'm just talking about when I step outside of the house and I'm looking at the stuff that's going on around me and in the circles and the areas that I'm in, and I'm just like, oh, we're in trouble. Like, I'm watching how companies are moving, and I'm like, we in trouble. We're not secure. It's not like they can't say, any one of our jobs can't say, oh yeah, we letting y'all go today, or we lost our government contract, or whatever, for whatever crazy reason. You know what I'm saying? So I'm concerned. Like, things can happen. Particularly if you work for the government, that can happen real quick. What do we do?
What?
Everybody's just bailed. They done cut off the internet on me.
They cut me
You
out
gotta
already.
flip the switch.
And see, they're out here searching the pile for
Exactly.
keywords.
Exactly. This is crazy. And it got darker than I intended for it to be. All right. Well, when he jumps back in, we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and end with what's on your mind segment, because I'm feeling low right now.
Feeling low?
Is Dez back? Cause he's still frozen. He look frozen.
He never
froze. He froze for me.
You can't hear me?
No, he's still here. He was just on like 78%.
No, I went up for a minute.
Yeah, he was in a slum with
Okay.
it.
Des, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Nah,
you. Can you hear
Yeah,
him?
can you hear me?
I can hear him. Can
cannot
you hear
hear
Rock?
him.
I'm here.
You can
Okay,
hear her?
I'm here.
Oh, y'all
okay,
can't
I
hear
hear
each
you
other, but
now.
I can hear both of y'all. All right, it's cool.
All right.
Y'all just pass the messages. What
I
you want
got
me
him.
to tell him?
I got him. What's on your mind?
You got me? All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, dog. What's on your mind, man?
What's on my mind? Yeah, it was this John I wanted to put on here today. It's about the abortion interview. The chick got two piece in the biscuit. It was horrible. Like,
Oh, the reporter.
yeah,
The reporter that got pieced up.
yeah, you seen that?
Wow. Internet
Yeah, we
gone.
saw
What
that.
the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Like, she was adamant
Your
about
job as
abortion.
a
She
reporter.
got hit with a two piece.
Your job as a reporter is to report the news, not to be the news.
Exactly.
So you went from saying that my outfit was really cute to saying I'm an effing idiot. That's so mean.
But I think that
you
your
did.
point of view is very obstructed, and I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
She antagonized that lady. Now, was the lady right to hit her?
No, she wasn't. But maybe not. But did she provoke it? Yes, he did.
Exactly. And I always say, if you gonna speak to people any type of way, you better learn. You better know how to fight
Yeah.
because when that person decides they gonna snap and they gonna fight you, no matter if you can fight or not. If you can't, then you probably should shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
she got hit. She got hit with was crying.
Yeah, she did. She definitely did.
Then she started crying.
And bleeding.
So it was crazy.
Yeah, she got arrested. She got
Oh, they
arrested.
found her.
Is it like? Yeah, she got arrested. I don't know if she was hiding, but I saw that she got arrested.
They found her. I ain't just
Yeah,
arrested.
that was the definition of talk shit get hit.
Yeah, that was a nice little moment. Like, man, shut up.
It was refreshing. It was refreshing.
It was. It was like shut your mouth. It reminded me of
Yeah, I miss seeing just get punched in the face.
I do. Like, shut the fuck up.
Simpler times. Exactly. Like just a quick little
Fuck up.
that type joint, and then just walk away.
Exactly. Like you get caught up. See the fly shit, you get punched in the mouth. That's how shit works.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you funny, huh? And then you go from there.
Exactly.
We'll see what happens.
Exactly.
Rock, what you got for us?
So, y'all remember back about, I think it's about 3-4 years ago when Monique fell out with Tyler Perry, Lee, might have been longer than that. Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and apparently Oprah for some godly reason.
Yes.
About promotions and all that crap. So
Netflix and all that. Yeah.
All that. So we thought, Monique had kind of made amends because she got a Netflix special. Her and Lee Daniels apparently made up, but for some strange reason, Monique still can't get right with Tyler Perry.
It's for life.
So Tyler Perry spoke at Angie Stone's funeral here in Atlanta. She said some really nice stuff. Monique made a comment about basically Tyler Perry don't need to be talking about nothing. About nobody being treated fairly because basically he don't treat nobody fairly. I remember, was it a couple of years ago? No, this was on either right before or right after Club Shay Shay. Monique had released this audio of a phone call she had with Tyler Perry where she was trying to get him
Might have
to
been
admit.
last year. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And he didn't because he's smarter than that. But she can't let it go. And at this point, I mean, I'm rooting for everybody black. I really am. Lord knows I am. I really am. I want us to be free. I want us all to be free. But I need Monique to just chill and shut the fuck up at this point. Because it's like, you're the only one doing this. I don't know if it's just to keep people in front of you or keep people interested in what you have to say, or I don't even know what the problem is. Girl, nobody don't care. Really, nobody cares. If Tyler Perry said today, everybody stop talking to Monique, everybody go stop talking to Monique. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird to me.
Honestly, I feel about Tyler Perry the way Des feels about George Clooney.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck Tyler Perry. I hate this everything.
Yeah,
as long as he gonna keep putting out these horrible, he putting out 2025 blaxploitation films.
Yeah.
That's all he doing, dog. I hate this.
I ain't gonna be
And this is from somebody that when the plays was out and he was on some real. I love them plays. The all the Medea plays, the Jones that was recording on the camcorder. I love them Jones. But the movies and shows and all that, you know what I mean? Like post the first couple adaptations. Nah, dog. Yeah, no, I hate this. And he be on some strange shit. And I'm with Monique. I stand with Monique. She fighting the good
You
fight.
stand with Monique.
We
No,
we
you
need to
don't
build a
stand with
community
Monique.
for her. Fuck Tyler Perry.
You don't stand with Monique. You stand against Tyler Perry. That's two different things.
Nope, because he been
I'm
doing weird
not
stuff. Just
I'm
don't
not
be talking
debating.
about him like that. And
I'm not debating whether or not
I
Tyler
believe
Perry could have built.
100% that these rich at the top are doing some shady shit. I
Fuck Tyler Perry.
100% believe that. Tyler Perry especially. They doing some shady
Tyler
stuff.
Perry. Fuck Tyler Perry.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're gonna edit.
I'm gonna
Please stand with Monique.
We're not arguing. So this is not a debate about whether or not Tyler Perry do good work.
You know,
I
I'll take
believe
your support either way. I still take your support.
Monique does really good work. This is not about their work. This is about the messiness of Monique not letting this shit go.
If you're gonna keep ignoring her, she gotta go through the proper channels. The proper channels might be the internet.
Channel for what? Ain't nobody did that.
Honestly, I don't even know what she's still fighting for at this point. Like, I don't know what she wants. She just want an apology. So, in that sense, I'm like, all right, you doing all this just for a nigga to say sorry?
No, that's the thing. She got an apology, and she's still not satisfied.
Well,
I don't know. That's my only issue. I don't know what she wants to happen. Like, what do you want him to give you?
This is what I'm saying.
Like, you want him to give you a cool meal, cool. But no, I'm just supporting her speaking out against Tyler Perry because fuck that nigga.
Fuck Tyler Perry. I'm in agreement. Fuck Tyler Perry.
Yep. Fuck Tyler Perry and his blaxploitation film.
Until the scandals come out, as I'm sure they will, at some point, as they always do.
Boondocks got a whole.
As they always do. No.
Yeah, they say
that
like,
was Tyler.
all right.
They said that was Tyler.
There's a big platform, so they did say something about.
They allegedly, reportedly, nobody said. No, allegedly, reportedly. Yes, you got money to pay people who gonna sue you.
Yeah, I don't. So that's why I ain't saying it.
All right, well, fuck.
Just know they said it. I'm on my Kamala. I ain't gonna say if they said it.
Well, fuck Tyler Perry. I'm agreement.
Tyler Perry and George Clooney.
George Clooney and Tyler Perry. Fuck both of them.
Fuck them niggas.
And this is why we can't be free.
What, the George Clooney?
Community.
Definitely not George Clooney. But we do need them billions from Tyler Perry to build this community. Man, y'all be messing with
Hey, I'm gonna say this in closing. 50 Cent is who y'all want Tyler Perry to be, or y'all think Tyler Perry is. 50 Cent about to be him. Minus the internet antics. Minus the internet antics. 50 is
50's not about to be okay. I'm glad you brought up 50 because we were actually supposed to talk about 50.
Go ahead.
Nah. We were supposed to talk about 50 going out doing a commercial in Louisiana to get them people to vote against their own interests so he can build a studio. 50 ain't that dude.
Oh, damn, 50
is real problematic.
Damn, Fifth.
See,
no, he's problematic. But I mean, nobody's without problems.
He say some slick shit. Yeah, we all know that. I ain't even talking about the shit he say about other celebrities. Oh, right. I'm talking about this his sold out them people in Louisiana who was barely coming out to vote anyway, by the way. Just so he can get them tax breaks for that studio.
Okay.
And they rejected him because, like, dude, how you gonna throw us under the bus for a studio? You know what I'm saying? He ain't that dude. Like, I wish he was, because he do some stuff I like.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I love Raising Kanan. He makes it hard.
I guess it's fuck Fifth too. Fuck Fifth, Tyler Perry, and George Clooney. Hey, don't say fuck 50 because I don't want him to know. Because I don't want him to hate me on the internet. If that nigga hate me on the internet, he never gonna stop. And no, he be mean. Nah, don't. Yeah, but Fifth, don't be nice to niggas in Louisiana, dog.
Please. No. They got plantation prisons in Louisiana. They really don't need you down there caping for their governor. So please stop. Facts. Yeah, 50 Cent about to be the top. I mean, dang, why can't smart Negroes just be smart Negroes and do good shit and chill?
I agree. Why? I agree. I wish Tyler Perry was one of them. I wish. I had hopes for him back in the day. But we're here now, so you know.
I got nothing. I ain't heard nothing.
Good. I had a thought for the day, but now it's fuck Tyler Perry, so I'm good.
Yes. No. I need another thought. We can't end it on that.
Another thought. All right. You know what? I will say this. We are in the midst of, what is it? April. spring. We're in the midst of spring. Summer's around the corner. And I'm a little peeved that I don't feel like we have like that summer John, that summer track. Or even I'm not even halfway through like a summer playlist. Music hasn't been gearing up. I feel like this is around the time, like February, March is around the time where you start hearing the bops that's like, all right, this is the one that's about to get us through the summer, or this about to be the summer 2025 John. I don't feel like I heard it yet. And I don't feel like it's coming no time soon. Or I feel like it's slacking, which overall and just it's telling me a lot about music.
Yeah,
It's slow. It's a little slow.
it's it's telling you something that you should have known for a while. It's been kind of going downhill for a minute.
I
Like
mean, yes,
eventually
yes.
it was gonna run out.
Yeah, true.
It was gonna run out.
And I don't know if, well, not, I don't know. I know a part of it is are so still entrenched in that Kendrick and Drake shit. It's crazy. Like Twitter is unbearable. And I love that album, but listen, it's not enough coming from
But
not enough
but I
people.
think that's because there's nothing else good coming out for them to focus on. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's true.
Like right now, what's got the number one streams on Apple? Boots on the Ground.
That between that and Drake Joe, that Nokia Joe.
They want something else, but it ain't nothing else coming to take their attention off of the Kendrick and Drake stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
So yeah,
music is.
I'm a little disappointed at the state of music, man. I'm about to just do this myself.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get back in the game too and start putting
Streets
out
need a
some good.
hero. Streets need a hero.
Yeah, it's time to get back into the game. Cause damn. All right. Well, that's it. I'm tired. I got stuff to do. So, I want to give a shout out to 803 Hondo. 803 Hondo. Check him out on YouTube and TikTok. He did a
What up?
remix of our commercial, and appreciate that. Appreciate his support.
Salute, 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 salute.
Also, remember everybody to like, share, subscribe. We're on everywhere you get your podcasts. Download if possible. Freak the algorithms.
Tell a friend.
Please tell a friend. I'm going to look at doing some things to try to get you guys more involved. Go to Patreon. You can actually provide us some suggestion for shows and different things like that. And if you're an artist and you want to have some of your content portrayed on the podcast, go to Patreon. We will hook you up. All right. So thank you so much for joining us again. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Did I say that already? Like, share, subscribe.
But you can never say it enough.
I can never say it enough. All right. And we will see you next week with all the craziness that's going on. Remember, the people closest to the pain should be closest to the power.
We're saying people stay quiet. We are seeing organizations stay quiet. We are seeing those who are capitulating to clearly unconstitutional threats. And these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months in our country. And it understandably creates a great sense of fear. Because, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so. I swore I wasn't going to say that. But I'll say this. Fear has a way of being contagious. Okay? When one person has fear, it has a way of spreading to those around them and spreading. And we are witnessing that, no doubt. But I say this also, my dear friends, courage is also contagious. Courage is also contagious.